Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Tarot by Cecelia on Patreon. This is your monthly tarot guidance for the month of October 2016. Whew, we are here. We finally arrived. This is probably, in my guesstimation, the easiest month of the year. Like where things don't feel so confusing or clouded or, impeded by anything, and not so much planetary stuff to be worried about, such as retrogrades, etc. So let's talk about what's going on this month for a minute, shall we? On the 6th, Mercury leaves shadow, like all clear. Wonderful, wonderful thing, okay? You can really begin to move forward with everything and not worry about, contracts and things of that nature. On the 7th, Mercury will enter Libra. Now it's going to start picking up speed and it's going to move signs faster. It was in Virgo for quite some time. On the 16th, there will be a full moon in Aries. On the 18th, Venus enters Sagittarius. On the 22nd, the sun shifts into Scorpio. We start to see that Scorpio energy coming in now, all right? On the 24th, Mercury moves on, heads into Scorpio, and on the 30th, we have a new moon in Scorpio. And that is it, my Taurus friends. Easy peasy month without all those words like retrograde, eclipse, all those things, all right? So we're making progress here. Now, let's take a look at these cards, because when I started putting them down, I was like looking at this, and I've got my eye on October the 10th here as I look at the first row, okay? And I think there's a big finally in here for you somewhere along the way. Now, in the U.S., October the 10th will be Columbus Day. In Canada, it will be Thanksgiving. But this is a big turning point. So I'm thinking you're going to find that this is a very interesting time as the month begins. However, there's this thing. I don't know if it's with a person, a place, a situation, but I feel like there is, I want to say, some form of stinginess on your part. That's the best way I can describe it. So if it's emotional, and, as the month begins, you're just coming off the new moon in Libra that was on September the 30th. There's something that has happened, I think, that has you, I almost want to call it like withholding affection. I don't know why I want to say it that way, but it just feels that way, because there's something that, even though this was a new moon, it's like you want to start new things. And this other thing out there, it's kind of like, oh, well. So whatever that is, like I said, it could be a person, could have been a love interest, because it's kind of showing it that way, but with no love. All right? So it's time. It's time to hatch a plan. It's time to get yourself together. You've reached that point. We talked about getting to October and being able to look at situations and look forward and prepare for the future. So that's what this is all about. It's really time to be defending your territory. I think there's a very positive turn that comes in around that October 10th time frame. Okay? So it could be within that week, somewhere in there. But it's like, finally, a big wish. A big wish. And I'm sure that you have several. But there are other things here. Oh, my goodness. I think over worrying about situations, situations that you probably should have let go of a long time ago, or made changes to and didn't. There's something that finally brings you some freedom. Okay, so that's good. Now, there is this, wow, one-sided emotional bond that really has you feeling stabbed in the back. All right. There's something about, I don't know if it's another person or a situation that has been taking place, but it feels as though this person is still continuing their drudgery, like, you know, almost like they're setting new goals, but the goals don't include you, so you may hear about it. Part of it, see, in a way, there's a wish in here, all right? So that's difficult to explain. But the timing as of right now doesn't put this person in your, you know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing going on. So it's a difficult one to explain, but there needs to be more patience associated with it. So it's like you still feel that bond, but there's just, you're like, you know what? Because I think for maybe by the time you're getting into October and reach October the 10th, for like 2-3 weeks, you're going, nah, you know, this just, why do I keep doing this to myself? It's that type of thing. All right. So you're looking toward some more positive aspects and what to do. All right. There's something that has been a huge burden for you, and it's been keeping everything off balance. And how do you work it out? All right. So, you know, separation from that situation where I think you know, where the betrayal comes in. All right. So we kind of we got to leave that big, kind of wash it away type of thing, because you need to emerge victorious. I don't know how else to explain it, but this particular situation has clouded your vision for so long that it has robbed your power. And when you reach that October 10th time frame, you're finally, back and forth, weighing things. All right, what do I need to do? Because I think you know something, but you don't know something. You don't know how the outcome, and forget that. All right, just forget that. There is this need here at this time to find a way to stand on your own 2 feet. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. See, this one's hard for you because you feel like, and I'm trying to find the right words for it, like a little bit wrong. I'm going to say morally wrong. Like maybe it's not quite right the way I'm trying to do this. But nonetheless, you know, you pull yourself together and you're looking for the right words so that what you say and do is not hurtful. But the center of it all, in the plans and the freedom that you require, your goal is to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and create a new beginning. So it's like it took you getting to this point to finally say, okay, I have to do this. And you know, it's weird. A lot of it, I think the first 9 months of the year were very rough for everyone in some way, shape, or form with respect to, you know, a few issues. So here you are. All right, what can I finally create? Because what I see here is you're trying to get your mojo back, you know, because you've just been so out of whack. So like, okay, let me take back my power. That comes through clearing your path. And you may be one day saying, I'm not sure what I should do. And then in the very next breath, turning around and going, that's it. That's it. Like voila, that type of thing. There's just something going on in your creativity sector here, like creating the life that you desire. So the universe is going to help you out, even in the financial aspect. Now, I want to say that when I say financial, I don't think it's that you suddenly get like extra money that comes in. I think it's that this whole need for independence and clarity finally gets a boost. So, in other words, I see you here trying to come up with the plan that's going to help you do this. It's going to create that independence, and that you're going to find that you can probably do it. Oh boy. it's an odd time, but I really want to go with December. I don't know why. Okay. So maybe by Christmas, that type of thing. There's something going on here. I mean, it could very likely be not until June, but I don't feel like it takes that long to play out. I'm thinking it's more like December that you're going to see that you have accomplished the things that you set out to do, so that you feel more secure, and you're doing this in a very practical manner, all right, in a very down to earth way. Big change for you, all right. Now, that swept off your feet feeling, I don't know what that's about. There are things that are, it's so difficult to explain here. Like, you would, for some reason, you would just go, like, from the frying pan into the fire. That's what I see here. Like, there's this just like, you're here one day, and you're gone the next, and you're off to who knows where, and it's not necessarily so like you, because you usually go through life with blinders on and don't see these things. But you're wanting to take a risk with something, and it's like change that happens in a moment. I'm telling you, it's like you're here one day, you're gone the next, things are happening. So it's like that obstinance that you have, it's not always your best friend. Okay. There needs to be that clarity, that being able to open your eyes and look around a little bit more and weigh things out. Okay. Because, there are emotions attached to this, to what you're doing. And there's that, I believe it should be this way, but, oh well, kind of feeling. Interesting. But there is I just think that there's a moment where it's like literally you just take a giant leap in a direction that you didn't even see coming. I'm not sure how much forethought you're giving this, Taurus. This is interesting to see what happens. But what's so nice about it is that it creates a victory for you. Like I said, if it doesn't happen this month, I'm thinking by late December, you have it figured out. But you begin setting those things in motion in that first third of the month of October. So it starts things happening. All right. Now, where your security lies currently, okay? This is the thing. There is still so much to be thankful for, and you will have some form of success this month, at long last. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's almost like, because to me, like I know so many Taurus, and there's always this fixed position, and it often takes that stick of dynamite that someone lights under you to make you alter your course. And that's what you're going to do, all right? Instead of the struggles and the resistance that you often have to changes that need to be. It's like you can sit there every day and say, I need change. But at the same time, you're one of the least likely to want to change anything. All right. So, finally giving birth to new things, new ideas. And, now that Mercury is direct and out of shadow in the month of October, communication really starts to open up. Now, you try to do things in a mature fashion, with regard to, making decisions, things of that nature. But there are others around you who tend to act a little too impulsively and make rash decisions. And, there's a lot of movement there. I think overall it's a positive thing. Okay, I don't know how else to put it. I want to say that by the time Thanksgiving rolls around, this other person in your life, there is, something positive that's taken place that you feel good about. But I feel like you were a guiding force in all of this. But the movement is good. Now, somehow this movement is attached to you. I don't know how to explain it other than I always tell everyone to look around at what's happening with everybody else, especially when you can't see something happening with yourself that you need, and how everything kind of plays together. So sometimes things that are happening over here to people that you know eventually impact your life, because there is change that's coming. Now, there's also, well, we have more people here. See, you desire change, but there is also a situation, it appears to be with another individual, that has had its restrictions over time, okay? Because the truth of it all and the reality of it all, and I think you're seeing it by the time you come into all of the Scorpio energy that's near the end of the month. You want to make decisions, but this other person, I think mentally, stands in your way, because you wonder what's going to happen with them when they hear of your decisions. There's something about them that makes you feel limited in regard to what you want to do. And you're really in need of a realistic outlook, okay? To start to look at things like they really are, and people for who they really are, okay? Because before the month of October ends, you will be at a huge crossroads, okay? And it's sort of putting you there, and you might not figure it all out in October. I'm thinking it's more like October, November, because remember I said by the solstice you've accomplished something, in December. But there, what does that decision bring you? Things that you knew all along, my Taurus friend. Yeah. And what seems to be important here is the clarity that you finally achieve. And it's self-achieved clarity. I don't know how to explain that, but you need to cut away all the fantasy stuff and look at your decisions realistically. Okay? That's what gets you through. Your determination will get you through. And I do believe you'll be moving on before the end of the year. So that's possible. Now, whether that's a physical move or moving on from a situation that you have let hold you back for way too long. Interesting. Because the situation is more than likely about another individual. And, that door either has to close permanently or it needs to open. But your focus is toward your security. And that's what you're working on achieving. And I do believe, I want to say in all hopes, that you do it before the year is out. And that would be a very nice turn for you. But like I said back in the beginning, you're going to see that it starts, like you're making that plan, probably coming off the new moon at the end of September. So by the time you've gotten to the new moon in October, which is on the 30th, you're really delving into the truth, because Scorpio wants to get at the truth. So that new moon is going to highlight the truth in some situations for you, which really does put you at that crossroads where you need to make some important decisions. So, like I said, October, November, somewhere in there. So if that puts you getting to where you need to be sometime in December, so be it. And I hope it works out that way for you. I want to thank you very much, Taurus, for listening, and I'll see you here again next month. Take care.